I don't think it was an expensive car, but it
I'm
was
sure it was if it was all EV.
just let me finish.
We're back. We're back. Not exactly experts, back for another episode. It's been I feel like I say this too much. It's been a while.
It's my fault. I'll fall on that sword when you move this much, and then you have to like put your house together, and you're starting a new job. Things just get in the way.
Rusty has finally
Sorry.
moved from first to Arizona, now to Oklahoma. You're in Oklahoma City. So you're a little bit closer to us. We're excited about that. You're in the same time zone, which is helpful.
Yes.
So welcome to Central Time Zone, I guess, is what I can say for now. And everyone listening and watching, welcome back. Another episode of Not Exactly Experts. Jarrett, Rusty, myself, for looking forward to talking some Super Bowl. So obviously the big topic that's coming up that hopefully is on most everyone's agenda, especially if you're in the Kansas City area. Definitely exciting. The Chiefs back-to-back Super Bowl visits. Jarrett's rolling his eyes. Rusty's cheering. We're going to get into all of this, all things Super Bowl. We're going to, if you're not a sports fan and you're not a huge Chiefs fan, this is still going to be fun. As if you listen to the episode, as you know, I'm not a huge NFL fan. So if you're a casual watcher, keep listening. We're going to have some fun here. If you enjoy the Chiefs, trust me, you're going to have some entertainment between Jarrett and Rusty because they're going to get into it because we all know that Jarrett's not a Chiefs fan. So guys, let's freaking rock and roll. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Let's talk about things and stuff, and let's debate them.
So
Okay.
first off, I mean, we could talk. I'm sure we'll get into naturally somewhere. We're gonna talk Chiefs. We're gonna talk. I don't even know who the other team is. The Buccaneers. I do know that it's Tom Brady.
I will say, Rusty, you're probably going to run away with the trivia. Okay, this is a clear sign that you're going to run away with the trivia. Okay?
The Buccaneers are a new team, by the way. So give me a.
They are not a new team. No, they are not a new team, bro.
Okay, they're a new.
just scrapped the
They're
trivia.
a new team in my book because I don't follow NFL and they've been trash. I've never heard of them for years until Tom Brady is there now, and obviously has brought them to where they are. So kudos to Tom Brady, by the way. Proves that it wasn't all just Bill Belichick. Clearly, Tom is got some skill. So, anyways, quarterback matchup of. I mean, this is a cool matchup for the Super Bowl. It's kind of a repeat from the game you were at, Rusty, a few years ago when the Patriots and the Chiefs met in the AFC Championship. Is that right, or NFC?
It was
AFC Championship game. Mahomes probably wants some revenge here.
Yeah, because it was against that brand new team that Fred never heard of, the Patriots.
The Patriots,
right?
yeah, they were
it
just
was like
coming. They were just coming
brand
to
new. Yeah, brand new.
Never won anything.
Yeah.
So
It will be a fun matchup. Interesting enough, they've played 4 times now, Mahomes and Brady, and it's tied. So
Interesting.
Mahomes won 2, Brady.
So this
won
is the
2. So this
tiebreaker.
is essentially the rubber match. Yeah, this is the tiebreaker.
they've not met this year
for all
yet,
the
though,
power.
right? They've not met
Yes,
this year.
They have. Yes.
No, they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
they played earlier in the year, and the Chiefs won.
Where was it at?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Wow,
Tyreek Hill had like 200 yards in the first quarter.
wow.
Yeah, and it was
ridiculous.
Cheetah.
But Tampa Bay came back and ended up losing
Yeah.
the game by 4. So
Ah.
It was a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
It ended up pretty good.
And fun fact, Tony Romo predicted in that game at the end. He's just like, Jim, I don't know. I don't want to be counting my chickens before they hatch, but I feel these 2 teams are going to be in Tampa Bay this year.
Wow.
And that was week 11. That was week 11.
What
and
is
he did, and he yeah.
what is Tony Romo predicting for the game?
Well, okay. So
I don't
as
think
he
can he
can't,
stay?
he cannot.
can't?
Yeah.
As a broadcast, no. As a broadcaster, they can't really do that, and I don't know because they feel like they want to be
Neutral.
impartial. Because even on College Game Day, Kirk Herbstreit, when he does the game of the week, he's excluded from picking who he thinks is going to win.
Interesting.
Well, every fan, just like me, like we talk about how I hate Fran Fraschilla, every fan thinks that certain broadcasters and analysts and stuff just hate their team. So if they let the guys actually call in the game, give their picks, it would just create even more animosity.
Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I get why they do it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do see the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites is kind of what the line looks like right now.
Which is crazy considering it's essentially a home game for the Bucks.
Interesting. So it's
Yeah.
Well, it's not that.
Which,
I mean,
again-
is it really that crazy? I mean, look, as much as I, just not a fan of Kansas City, is it really that crazy that Kansas City's only a 3-point favorite? I mean,
do you
I
think
mean,
it should
really,
be
is it?
more or less,
is-
Jarrett?
Well, I think Rusty. I think you were expecting that it would be less. That you would think it'd be almost a push. That you didn't think that Kansas City would almost be favored in the game because, like I said, it's a home game for Tampa Bay, but it's not Tampa Bay's crowd. I mean, I think it's like what's the split because it's like 7,500 health. Well, of course, I don't know. It's 50-50. I mean, they got 20,000 people in the stadium, so it's 10,000 that are Chiefs and 10,000 that are Buccaneers fans. So it's not really a home game, and especially now, especially in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is, like I said, it's. Do you really consider it a home game, even though it's in your stadium?
The thing about it being a home game where I think it gives them an advantage is no travel time. Like you literally get to sleep in your own bed and do the things that you're used to doing day in and day out the night before the big game. Like it's just kind of business as usual. It's less of that, like probably, oh my God, it's the Super Bowl because it's your home stadium. You don't have to worry about any of that. I mean, it's Brady. Like, does it matter? I don't know. But you bring up a good point that we kind of talked. I think that was one of our topics was, would it be fun to be at the game?
Yes.
From what I understand, it's really not a great game or a game to be at and take it in because it's just so weird because there is like 50-50, and a lot of people are impartial and they're not Bucks fans or not Chiefs fans. And there'll be plays where it's just not a huge roar. It's different.
I mean,
and there's so many more commercial breaks and longer breaks. Like just the flow of the game is completely off.
so
I don't know.
would you, if your prospective teams, if the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, obviously Chiefs in the Super Bowl, would you guys rather watch it at home with your buddies? I think we've had a similar question like this. Would you rather watch it at home with your buddies, your closest friends, your closest team fans, or would you rather go to the Super Bowl with maybe one other person and watch it there in person live?
Rusty, go ahead, take it.
I'd probably rather watch it at home.
Okay.
I'm an absolute psycho when the Chiefs are on anyways. So I don't know how much
There's
I don't wanna
psychos
go
at
to
the
jail.
psychos at the stadiums too. You do make a good point though. There are a lot of people I'm sure that go to the Super Bowl just because it's the Super Bowl. The first person that comes to my mind is a Marlins man. He'll probably be there, right? But he is not going to be going crazy for one team or the other. And to that point, it won't really be like a home game for the newly created Buccaneers.
So yeah, the brand new franchise Buccaneers. So this is where I would disagree with you on this one because look, if an opportunity happened that the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl and I get tickets, first of all, I'm taking my Uncle Brad and we're going to go. Okay. And now look, the Super Bowl is different from than a regular NFL game. Look, Super Bowl tickets, you're looking at $5,000 for
not this year.
well, anyway,
You're looking at
whatever.
more. I looked it up.
Yes.
Rusty looked like he did too. The cheapest, right before this episode, you can buy a pair of tickets each for $7,200. That's the cheapest ticket.
Okay. Exactly. Okay, look. So you're dealing with people who have a little more disposable income. You're not going to a game and a stadium with Joe Schmo who is now going to just pound beers and see an opposing jersey and start swinging. Okay, you are dealing with a different group of people.
I don't think people
who
just
are willing
randomly swing at other people. Like, you have to
Raiders.
provoke them.
Yeah. Have you not seen Raiders fans or Philadelphia Eagles fans?
Okay.
Those are the worst.
I've never been to a Chiefs game that was like with a division rival that there wasn't at least one visible big fight in the crowd.
Yeah.
Happens every
And
time.
look, Trey Songz got thrown out of the stadium in the AFC Championship game.
I saw that.
And there was people heckling him. Of course, that's a different story. But anyway, you are dealing with a different type of person who's dropping $14,000 minimum on Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a little more composed than someone who's spending $50 or $60, maybe spending $300 total parking tickets and everything else than compared to somebody else. So if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, I get somehow, some miracle, I get tickets. I have 2 tickets to go. I am absolutely going. There is no doubt in my mind that I would go to that.
My thing is, even when I go to a Chiefs game, like I don't go to the Chiefs game to like watch the game like I normally would. Like, you miss so many things. You go for the atmosphere, which is the crowd around you, everybody screaming their heads off, doing the tomahawk chop, whatever it is. You don't have as much of that at the Super Bowl. And again, it's such a weird game. Like, I feel like I'm going to miss half the game, which I want to see it. If my team's in, I want to see everything as it happens. Like I said, I want to be in front of my big screen, taking it all in.
No.
That's just how I am.
No, I would go. I would go hands down. And I would be just as a nervous wreck at the stadium than if I were at home. So it doesn't really matter. I would act the same. So
I'd hope.
I would definitely go.
You better act like crazy and wild psycho like Rusty and get your money's worth. Would you go, Jared, if you had to go by yourself and you couldn't take Brad with you?
See, the thing, okay, so in those situations, like if I had to go, oh man, you know what? Yeah, because this is what I look, maybe 15 years ago, probably not. Just because I wasn't a confident city driver. But now,
well, don't worry about the driving. Oh my God,
this is what I'm thinking about,
Get
man.
an Uber.
I know,
let's,
bro. Did you not listen to what I said? I said 15 years ago. Now, like I said, I could go to a hotel, get an Uber, take me to the stadium, and after the game, pick me up, take me back. So now I wouldn't be as nervous. Now, because of, like I said, I'm just a terrible city driver.
I'm just talking the game itself. Like, would you?
Oh, I don't think I would ever go to a game by myself.
Okay, so even the Super Bowl, you wouldn't go by yourself if you had a free ticket and a free Uber ride.
Man.
That's tougher, isn't it? Because to Rusty's point, a lot of it is about the atmosphere, and you're missing that atmosphere at a Super Bowl, whereas it's, not like a division championship game at home.
I tell you what, if it's a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl, and the only way I get to, and if I somehow land upon one ticket that someone just hands me, and like I said, and okay, upper level, I probably might sell the ticket because I'm like, no.
Well, that's another good factor. You could sell the ticket and make $72,000, or you can go by yourself.
But if it's undeniable, if it's like it's just obviously something a little bit maybe better, lower level, whatever, I would go. I would absolutely go by myself to the Super Bowl to watch.
You could find some rambunctious Cowboys fan to go and cheer there right next to you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you just look around. I get excited and my voice goes higher, but
I'm weird. I would go to the Super Bowl if it wasn't the Chiefs. Like, I want to go experience the Super Bowl, but I'd rather it not be the Chiefs
No.
in there if I'm going to go.
What is the capacity this year? How are they doing the stadium? Is they selling it out? Is it
I don't know.
25%?
No. I think it's between 10 and 20%. They gave 7,800 tickets to healthcare workers.
I saw
who
that.
all got all the vaccine.
I saw that. That's
and then I think so. They're only filling it up 20%. So I think the capacity is like 25,000.
Interesting.
So,
And then,
but
so
no,
it's
they're
normally
not, no.
100,000
No, it's-
plus. It's a big stadium.
No, they're not. They're not that. Tampa Bay Stadium is not that big. I would say maybe 60, 70,000 people usually.
22,000 is what they're saying will attend.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Interesting. So you said they're giving 8,000 or 1,800 tickets to
8,000, 7,500 to healthcare workers.
so basically a third of attendance are just people who likely aren't. I mean, odds are they're not one of the two fans. Like they're just going to go for the experience.
I don't know how they determined it, and I would like to know. Like, I wanted to know if maybe they were. I was like, I don't know how the information they get. Maybe
Sure.
maybe it's like Kansas City healthcare workers, Tampa Bay healthcare workers,
Sure.
and just
That'd
kind
be
of
cool.
maybe went that route, because I would think just asking a random healthcare worker in Oregon if they want to go to like they give you tickets, it's like that's kind of an odd choice. So I
Yeah.
would think they picked the two cities and went that
That
route.
makes sense. That's probably right.
So, but once again, I'm not 100%. I don't know the route that they did take.
So speaking of, going to the game, we had the topic of like something that you hear about every year. It seems like someone gets away with it. In fact, there's been some people in history that have done it multiple times. Sneaking in. Would you ever try it? Like, would you ever consider sneaking in? It looks like it is punishable if you get caught, but it's not like I guess it depends on your scale of serious, but
Yeah.
Are you banned from the game? Like, can you never go to a Super Bowl again? What's the punishment?
I'm sure
I
it's
mean-
probably some minor crime. I don't know exactly. Would you try and sneak
Probably
in?
less severe than running on the field.
You know, when was the last? I haven't seen someone sneak in a Super Bowl since I thought I saw a video of the Baltimore 49ers game. That was the last real video of I saw somebody sneaking into the Super Bowl.
Dude, was it that guy that turned the lights out?
No. No.
You don't remember
I
that?
do remember
I
that.
do remember that. I do remember that.
Which was
That
not
would
to
be-
completely change the game.
That would be epic, by the way, if the guy that
Yeah.
snuck in also turned off the lights.
Had to happen.
How would you sneak
Well,
in?
never
How
mind.
would you sneak in if you could do it? Let's say
Number one-
you have a free get out of jail card. You're not going to get in trouble, but it's like, Jarrett, we challenge you. Try and get in. But how would you do it?
Number one, you have to. The rule is you have to act like you're supposed to be.
100%.
I mean, you have to. This is what I do. You have to. And number two, you have to look the part.
Yeah.
So, like, me dressed like this ain't gonna walk past security. So you need to make yourself like a fake lantern or I forget what's the word, lantern?
Lanyard?
Lanyard. Thank you. I was gonna say lantern, but lanyard.
You could carry a
make it look-
lantern.
carry some briefcases.
That's
but the
fishy.
briefcases?
That's fishy. You're not coming in with a briefcase. That has to get checked.
Yeah. And the thing is, look like you're busy. Like you're on your phone, your head's down, you kind of like, whatever. But I would have to clean up my appearance. Like there would be,
Clearly.
yeah, clearly. Like this would have to change.
What would you wear?
Absolutely.
What would you wear?
It would have to be, it would have to be a business suit. I think it would have to be a business suit. I would have to shave. I think I'd have to be pretty much clean shaven. I would.
Are you going as one of the coaches? Like, why are you wearing a suit?
Broadcasting. Like it'd be like
Okay.
for a radio
Broadcasting.
network.
Okay.
So that's why I'm carrying my
What
equipment.
affiliation are you with, Jarrett?
NBC. I don't know.
All right.
Like I said, NBC, or I'm Miami Herald. I mean, you just make up a newspaper, and they all same thing. They all wear suits.
I think we should make some not exactly experts media badges, and the three of us should go try to get in.
We can get in.
Yeah. No, but the thing.
What do you think? Do they have the like at a normal NFL game? They have the guys with beer going up and down the stairs, asking people. Do you think they do that during the Super Bowl?
No.
Why not?
And say if they did, you could just literally dress up as one of them. Have a bucket full of freaking Bud Light.
Yeah, but if you're walking,
Get a badge.
but if you're walking towards the stadium dressed as a beer cart guy, they're like, "What is this guy like? Why are you drunk?"
Forgot my phone in my car.
Okay, where's your credentials?
Right here. I just made them.
See, I don't. But the thing is, it's like
You gotta do your homework,
you would,
man.
yeah, you would definitely have to do your homework. You would have to know because that's public knowledge. I think it's knowledge of like, okay, media enters here through this state,
Sure.
through this part. Security usually parks here. You know, you could absolutely, but the thing is, I mean, they all have a list. I mean, this list
Yeah,
has been made
but
2
these
weeks
are all
ahead of time.
these are all human beings. Think how many
Man.
people it takes to like man the gates, right? And not everybody knows everything. There's so much to coordinate. Like there are definitely loopholes to get through. I like Rusty's idea, the beer guy. One thing that came to my mind was like, and it's super random, but from Ocean's 11 when the guy walks into a casino and he's carrying a bunch of giant balloons, like that is that obviously stands out, but then, you know, if you go to the right area and the right person, maybe you just walk right through because, again, someone thinks, well, they must know what they're doing. Like they're bringing a bunch of balloons in for something. So, but Jared, I do agree. Dressing up, I think your best chance is going in with some sort of group. Like if you could somehow coordinate or get through when the team goes through or a bunch of other people like all through at once where they don't maybe check everyone at the same time, it's got to be doable to get in.
yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of work. Maybe more work than just coming up with the normal $5,000.
It's cheaper.
And I
cheaper.
have to go back to when there was that big hubbub of someone that stole Tom Brady's Super Bowl jersey after the Atlanta Falcons game.
I didn't
That-
know this.
Yeah, he had misplaced his jersey, and I think he had given it to somebody. And I didn't realize how many cameras that they have in this stadium that just roll 24/7, and like it's 4K HD quality. Like they scout, and like the whole stadium was wired with these cameras. They actually found the guy who stole the jersey. And because they found him on the and like I said, I mean, this is well after the game. This is well after the cameras, like everybody's gone, and so they're doing a lot of post game things, interviewing players on the field. They're getting shirts, and they are following this one guy, very professional, in a suit and everything, but he just walked into the Patriots locker room, and he just grabbed Tom Brady's jersey. I think he was congratulating people. He was like fake interviewing them, and then he just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
What did he
Saw
put
Tom
it in?
take
Did he just throw it over his shoulder?
a little
and-
bag? He put it in a bag.
Okay.
He had like a
Yeah,
gym.
man purse.
No, but he had like a gym bag, and then like so he had like hidden it, and then as he was walking out, he had put it over his shoulder.
Were there cameras in the locker room? How did they know he
No.
put that in his gym bag?
Because when they saw him walk out, the gym bag was full. He had actually had the gym bag out. And like I said, he was in there for like 2 minutes, and then he was out.
Interesting.
And I remember that. I was just like, man, if they have that kind of level of just constant, I mean, they're gonna like.
What he should have done was bought a Tom Brady jersey off NFLshop.com,
Switch
brought it in, switched it. See, these rookies, they just don't know.
One was going to have a lot of grass stains on it. One's going to look pretty
You can do that.
Just slide around in the yard before you go
Yeah. He has no imagination.
in. Yeah.
There's
He doesn't even know that the Bucks are a new team.
They did
No, I
change
don't-
their logo this year. They made it a little darker red. I think that threw me off.
Yeah, that's what did it. Obviously, it was that little darker red that made you think it was a whole new franchise.
The day after the freaking Super Bowl
Why isn't it?
What do we have
what
to
isn't it a
do
national holiday
to
yet?
get that to be a holiday. It
Is
should
it just
be.
because you want to party late after the Chiefs potentially win like they did last year? Or?
Either way, you're always
Yeah.
up later. Like
It's a 5:40 game.
and you have people.
It's
still
a 5 hour. It's a
What time you-
5 hour game. It's like a 5 hour game.
It's not over till like
Yeah.
11. Yeah, easily.
11?
And then you have people over late. Like it's just.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
people stay up, and it's just like I said, it's a big game. People stay up, and it should the day after the Super Bowl should be treated like New Year's.
It has to be the number one day of people calling in
Yeah.
sick. Like has
Yeah.
to be.
Well, I'm sure it will be for Kansas City, this weekend.
Yes.
But I don't
Yes,
know.
no.
I don't
So
think it needs to be a
the day
holiday.
after, or do we move it to Saturday? Can we have Super Bowl
No.
Saturday so you have Sunday
No.
to recover?
No, because then you don't get a day off. If we're gonna do a day off, then let's put it on Sunday so you get Monday off at least.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that has been talks for years about having the Monday after the Super Bowl be a national holiday. And I honestly it absolutely should be. It absolutely should be a national because even if you don't partake in the partying, you still stay up a little bit later than you would on a Sunday night to watch the game. Even if you were to stay up, watch the game, everything ends, you're at home, you shut the TV off, like, well, usually I don't stay up till 10:30, 11 o'clock on a Sunday. You still would want that day off anyways, even if you don't party.
And then how productive are people on
It's
that
like March
Monday?
Madness.
Like half the day they're probably talking about the game.
It's like March Madness. They say companies lose billions of dollars in the first day of March Madness because people don't work because they just watch the games. They've watched the first round games. And so
But that's like multiple games. The Super Bowl is just one game, and not as many. You have fewer people invested in it because when March Madness, it's like tons of towns, tons of cities that have a team in the game. Here, it's just Kansas City, and it's just Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But it's not two teams. You're still talking about, like, dude, you just had 100 million people watch the game in the United States.
Yeah.
So
How many? So should like Sunday of the Masters? Should that Monday be off? Should the Monday
really?
the Monday or
Really?
the national championship of NCAA, is that on Monday or Tuesday? Should the next day be off? Should the World
No.
Series Game 7 should the next
No.
day be off?
no.
Why?
No.
Why not? Hey,
not
baseball
in
is
games.
baseball's America's pastime. If we're talking about an American holiday, maybe it should be baseball.
You don't hear people throwing World Series parties. It's a
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Plus, a World Series party would have to be at minimum 4 parties. It'd have to be 4 get-togethers,
Yes.
like the NBA.
That's a
Yeah,
commitment.
and especially, and now let's just say your team's in the NCAA. Okay, now you have to go, round of 64, round of 32, round of 16, 8, 4, national championship. Are you going to have 6 parties till your team makes it to the national championship? Probably not.
How's that
wait
any
till the
different than
Final
saying,
Four.
well, we should have a national holiday after the AFC and NFC championship?
That's okay. You're just being the devil's advocate. I understand that, but stop. Okay.
All right, you guys put in your little requests.
At the Masters? Are you serious? The most laid-back sport of all time. You want a day off from sitting in your couch and watching a 31-year-old South Korean dude sink a 15-foot putt to win the Masters and win the tournament by 10 strokes.
Hey,
wow.
It's
it's a
emotional.
grueling 4 days in a row, Jared. What other sport does that?
The only people watch is the final round of the Masters, okay? I hate to break it to you. That's the only time people watch the Masters is the final round of golf, okay? And I know I've upset 85% of my family, but I'm sorry that you're not going to need a day off from watching the final round of the Masters.
All right. Before Jared offends anybody else, let's talk a little halftime show.
What?
Is it?
It's
like,
overrated.
such a
It's
big
so
production.
overrated. Like never
feel-
sounds well. They lip sync half the time.
3/4 of the time, it's somebody now that like I have no interest of even watching.
The Weeknd.
Last
The
year,
Weeknd.
I was pretty interested to watch.
So we went from J-Lo and Shakira to now The Weeknd this year, if I'm stating correctly.
Yes.
Yes.
And I do find the halftime show it makes as much news as the Super Bowl. Because if you remember Katy Perry, what was the word after her performance?
Shark.
Left shark. And call me crazy. I have watched that performance 25 times. And I could not tell you why this shark over here got so much attention. Because it looked like both of them were doing their own thing. I'm like, how could you decide that this one's more crazier than this one? Like, I, to this day, I have watched that. I'm like, what was the big deal? But, I mean, even the Super Bowl.
The game wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It was a blowout.
It gives people who aren't like huge, right? Like if you're not a huge fan of either team, or if you're a casual watcher of football, like myself, it gives you an opportunity to something, I guess, to look forward to. Like, what's going to happen? Is there going to be a wardrobe malfunction? Like, what are the commercials like? It's something outside of football, right? Since everyone's together and watching it, ready to prepare for the national holiday the next day. It at least gives the non-sports fans something to look forward to.
I'm sure there are people out there that it's literally the only reason they watch the Super Bowl, which is sad to me, but I'm sure it's possible. I can tell you one thing. The halftime show is a nice buffer because it's a little bit longer than normal halftime for a normal game. I was at a friend's house for the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl, which was a blowout, and I was at a house of complete Broncos fans, and it was a little awkward because, of course, it gets to halftime and they're down by like almost 30, and everybody's like screaming the F word and what the hell, what are we doing? This is bullshit. And I'm just sitting there.
Rusty I remember that.
You got any more mini winnies?
And the thing is, like, I remember when Rusty and Courtney came in wearing Chiefs gears, they got the death eye. Like, people were like, why are you? There were people like, I can't believe they're wearing that.
That's ballsy.
It's like, why?
But it was better than coming in wearing Seahawks jersey, so I'll give it to you.
I know. It's just like,
It's a neutral decision. I can't argue that.
Yeah,
You know what? They were mad until they saw the food we brought, which is another.
What'd you bring? What'd you bring?
Bacon with cinnamon. Not cinnamon. Was it brown sugar? Oh my! See, look, how long ago was that?
Exactly. That's like 5 years ago.
I still remember the food they brought.
Man.
Oh, I ate them.
So they're little Smokies wrapped in bacon, and then you put brown sugar
all
all over them. And
it was
bacon.
all forgiven. It was all forgiven that day.
I had like 2 racks of these things, like a bunch, and they were gone within like, I don't know, 15
at
minutes.
halftime when people went and got the food, those things were gone. They were.
They're so good.
What does that say about me? That I remember the treats that he brought to a Super Bowl party 5 years ago, and I lost a pair of socks the other day. Like, I don't like.
You're not an expert.
Yeah.
What does the socks have to do? Oh, because you forgot where you put them?
Yeah, I don't know where they're at. Like, I'm always like losing like a pair of something. But
what else did you eat?
Socks don't make
what
you
else
happy
did you
like
eat?
food
What
does.
did you remember? Any other food item from that Super Bowl?
No.
So that tells that speaks to Rusty's weenies that they're pretty good.
That was amazing. But yeah, the halftime show gives people to go up, grab more food, just enjoy. Maybe take a look at the prop bets that they had made before, see who's in the lead right now, and all that other stuff. So, but still, even the halftime show, just everything gets torn apart. Like if people just watch little things, and anything that happens at the halftime show, like there's a meme, there's like 100,000 memes of it the next day about one singular moment that people pick out, and then that's all people are talking about. That makes the news.
I'm still super impressed though that they can get that production on and off the field without tearing up the field,
true.
and in that amount of time, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Super Bowl food. What's your go-to? What's your go-to for the Super Bowl? Must-have item.
I don't know why I just got excited about this. So I go for like little finger foods. That's what I go for. And then I attack that first, and then I go to the big things, like maybe it's a casserole that somebody brought, and then I go that way. But then at the end of the night, now I'm focused on desserts. I'm just like, okay, what sweet thing did someone bring? And then I just kind of move around. And
You
then I
wait
try
to the
everything.
end of the night to do a sweet?
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty much. So we get there. Obviously, you get at a Super Bowl party. You get there early. You eat what the food people brought you. Then at halftime, then maybe I start sampling the sweets. But once again, that's just another reason. So obviously, I'm not a big drinker. I would be in food coma. It's like, give me a day to have my body just finally just flush all the food toxins out, and so I'm able to walk in the next day.
The chicken sweats.
The chicken sweats instead of having to hold myself with a walker because I can't hold up myself.
What's your go-to food, though? I don't think you mentioned anything specific. What do you want for sure? The little weenies. Rusty's little weenies.
I want Rusty's little weenies all day long. But those are good.
Heard that way too many times.
Those
in my
are
life.
good.
Those are the staple at Super Bowl parties.
They are good. Rusty?
We try to always make a buffalo chicken dip.
So good. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, gotta have it. And then usually I try to just, if the Chiefs are in it now, I usually try to do something like Chiefs theme. Like we made a Chiefs cake with like the Arrowhead logo.
Look at you guys.
We made like cupcakes with like the jerseys on them with their like all the players' numbers and stuff. Like we
Dang.
go all out.
Be honest.
What?
Be honest. How hard is it to eat the 15 jersey first? Do you leave it alone?
Oh, once he's named MVP, then it's just one bite completely in my mouth.
I'm still going to say it. He should not have won the MVP last year. And
Who should have won?
Damian Williams.
The running
Damian
back.
Williams should have won it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Does Mahomes get some extra bonus points because of his youth? Like, does that make it more impressive what he's doing? I mean, look at what
Because he's the
you know
quarterback.
I'm unbiased really for the most part. Look at what he does on the sidelines. I saw just this last game.
Stop that. You shut your mouth, okay? I'm going to tell you one thing. There's one quarterback in the NFL who won't do that. That's Aaron Rodgers. Every other quarterback.
Really?
Yes, Aaron Rodgers is I'm like, hey, I'm awesome. I don't know why you guys stink, but I don't know what's going on
No
here.
kidding.
Aaron Rodgers has never been a rah-rah guy. But simply because the NFL just wants their feel of Mahomes, they're going to follow him and show him every quarterback in the NFL would do the exact same thing.
Why don't they show it?
Because it's a regular season game. They're not going to show that. Look, there are dozens of cases where a quarterback, and obviously it's not that big of a game if somebody fumbles a punt and then the quarterback comes up and is like, hey, keep your head up. We're still in this. Yeah, it's week 3, and we're going up against the Dolphins, okay? Like, there's no reason to then now broadcast that across. But it's the AFC Championship game. He fumbled it. Buffalo goes up by 9. And so Travis Kelce, and so now they're going to show that because it just makes the highlight reel. Every quarterback and every player in the NFL does that. Let's not act like Travis Kelce and number 15 are the only people in the league that ever would go up to a down player and be like, hey, keep your head up, we're still in this. Stop. Anybody who's played football knows that if a teammate makes a mistake, you go over there and you try to cheer him back up. You just like, hey, we're still in this. It's like we're still early. Hey, keep your head up, short-term memory. Go in, make the next play. So
I don't know if I can have a view on this because I'm biased.
Yeah. I mean, Jared, maybe just tell us really how you feel, though. Hey, real quick, though. What about Phillip Rivers? Will he do that, too?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Phillip Rivers will. Yeah. And what's awesome, he won't cuss. He badmouths people and he smack talks people and he keeps it so PG. That's dadgummit. Oh, I love Phillip Rivers. I love it so much that he was able to get under people's skin, and he would never cuss, ever.
Here's the one thing I'll say about Mahomes with the leadership deal. I'm not saying that there's not 31 other quarterbacks in the NFL that would do the same thing. Context matters, which you brought that up. But the other thing is, like, with Mahomes, it seems to come naturally. Like, some people, when they're trying to be leaders like that and go console or be there for somebody and try to bring them out of a group, whatever they're in, it's kind of forced. For Mahomes, it just seems, when they capture it, it seems very genuine, and it's just a natural part of him. And that's, I think, why it gets so much credit.
Look, and I believe that. Like, look, as obviously it is genuine, because, like, no, I'm just trying to think of a situation like.
All I could think of was Pony when you said genuine.
It's genuine. Genuine's the rapper.
Genuine. Wait, are those two different words?
Please edit that in when he says genuine. Play a snippet of that song.
Wait, is that wrong? Are those two different words? Genuine and genuine?
Well, genuine is a music
singer.
group.
Yeah, a guy. Yeah, but. Why don't I don't know. Anyway,
genuine.
But I don't
fine.
think people are saying that. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm accusing him of being phony, but to say that how he
it's overhyped is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that every quarterback does that. Now there are cases in point. Let's just say I'll just pick out this Ryan Leaf. Okay, I'll go Jamarcus Russell. Where maybe it's club-wide known that these guys aren't very good. They're not good teammates. They don't study, whatever. So when
Fur has clearly heard of them.
So, yeah, right. Those two references, and I'm Fur.
Yeah, I was thinking about. All I'm thinking about now are Rusty's mini weenies.
When Rusty comes up to Kansas City, he will make them. But it's like I said, with those two quarterbacks, if they were to try to act like leaders on the team, it would not feel genuine. And it wouldn't feel genuine. It just, people would just blow it off. Like, okay, dude, shut up. Like, you've thrown your fourth pick of the game. Like, no, no. All right, yeah, sure, buddy. Okay, but I think everybody else in the NFL, they, as a quarterback, just kind of assume that leadership role. So
yeah, you have to.
Well, I promised our listeners we wouldn't go too deep into football too much. I want to make sure we touch on commercials, because we touched on the halftime show. Real quickly, let's touch on commercials.
Dude, I feel like they've gotten bad. Like, I used to really get excited.
Yeah, I've been disappointed too.
Commercials. Recently, I'm just like, man, I couldn't even tell you one from last year that still sticks with me. Like, that was awesome.
I remember one, but it was the one that was terrible. It was not fun. It was not funny at all.
I feel like Doritos has had some funny ones in past years, but I can't remember like if they were last year or not. And now I'm seeing a bunch of big names are pulling out. They're not going to do commercials. So maybe, because of the Coke. So Coke has done one since 2006. They're not doing one this year. Ford's not doing one. Budweiser's not doing one, right? They're iconic from wasn't the Budweiser Frogs originally from the
Super Bowl?
And again, not exactly an expert. I assume Budweiser also owns Bud Light. Bud Light always has the big the night commercials they've had. So apparently those may not be a part of the Super Bowl this year. So it could be pretty fresh. There could be some new stuff, some new content. That'll be interesting to see. My biggest disappointment was Avocados from Mexico is not going to have a commercial.
Okay, so you did. So you're on it right now. So why? And I did see that headline. So go into it. Why are people pulling out of commercials this year? Like, what's the reasoning?
Well, so the cost is similar to last year. So
Okay.
it's basically 5.5 big ones, 5.5 million for a 30-second spot. Which, for those of you that want to know, breaking it down per second, 184,000 a second to have a Super Bowl commercial. So I think one is, there's a lot of companies that have not done as well over the pandemic. So maybe they're finding that this maybe isn't the best way to spend some extra or any cash they have. Two, obviously, there's just been a lot of 2020 has been kind of crazy, and so I think maybe there's some that don't want to make a statement or use
offend anybody.
or and so then the other thing I saw is they think there's maybe not going to be as many Super Bowl parties this year. There may not be as many people that watch it because there won't be as many Super Bowl parties, and therefore maybe it won't get to as many people as normal. So I think it's a combination of a number of things.
Well,
What's weird on that is though, like I don't know how they actually figure out viewership, but you would think if there's not as many parties, there's gonna be more people at home
there's more
having the game
TVs
on.
turned
Wouldn't
on.
viewership
I
go
thought
up?
that exact same thing too. So I don't know. And at parties, a lot of times it's actually hard to hear the game because no one ever shuts up at any point. And so I would feel like more people would actually hear and see the commercials this year. So that's a great point, Rusty. I don't know. CBS still sold out. All the spots are taken. So it'll be interesting to see. It's a lot of new players, it sounds like, that'll be this year.
can't.
I hope there's some good ones. It's been a
And
while.
the thing is, in my mind as well, so I feel like there is a group of 10 people. We'll just pick a company, Sony. So let's just say there's like 10 people. It's like, okay, guys, you guys are in charge of the Super Bowl commercial. You have 365 days to think of our Super Bowl commercial this year. And so when the commercials happen and we see what we see, like, wait a minute. You're telling me that you had a whole year to prepare for this one moment, and that's what you came up with. That's why I think a lot of people are disappointed in commercials because they think they have a year. Like, hey, we obviously know we're advertising this year in the Super Bowl. We got to have something. Like, let's not plan for 2 months. Like, let's hammer something out. Let's have it perfect. And so I think that's why it seems like every single year. And you know what? If you criticize somebody for wanting to watch and like, hey, commercials are on. If you're one of those people that criticize me because I want to watch the commercials too, forget you. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, you are a hateful individual. Thank you. What? You're one of those people?
No, I don't criticize. Okay. I'm the one that wants to try and hear them.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too. So if you think that's so stupid that I get excited for commercials for the Super Bowl, you're a hateful individual. Okay?
Fortunately, though, I can stay quiet and not tell people to be quiet because I know the day after I can get on YouTube and look at the top 10 commercials from 2021 Super Bowl and everything's covered. So,
yeah.
Commercials are weird for me because I always think of like, what's their ROI when they're spending that much? Like you think Coke's always got a commercial. Does Coke get more people to buy and drink Coke because they're in a Super Bowl commercial? Like people drink Coke because they've had it before, they love it. Like, do you really need to have a Super Bowl?
You gotta keep your message out so you stay top of mind.
Yeah, but who's gonna forget about Coke?
Well, they're not worried about you two then, or maybe they're trying to get people to switch over from Pepsi. I
don't think, does Google ever have a Super Bowl commercial?
Not that I know of, no. But maybe they have.
I mean, what if people go back to Ask Jeeves?
I think maybe Google did have one last year. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
But man, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like, why would such a big company like Coke or Budweiser or Bud Light want to advertise when it's not like, if I never drank Bud Light in my life before, but all of a sudden, if I saw three frogs croak Budweiser, it's not going to make me interested to go. It's like, well, obviously, if these 4 animated frogs are telling me to drink Budweiser, I guess I'm going to be easily swayed and change up my beer of choice. having Post Malone and a Bud Light commercial is not going to make me want to buy more Bud Light.
But it does. They do the research. They know that this stuff works, or else they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be spending the dollars.
I think I've never seen a freaking car commercial, and then like literally it's stuck in the back of my mind that when I decide I'm going to go buy a new car, I'm like, dude, I remember from the Super Bowl there was this awesome.
I actually remember last year. I think Acura had a commercial, and they were going all electric, and I thought that was pretty slick.
See, that's just not me.
Yeah.
Like I just
Was it?
It worked
Was
on
it?
you.
Was it an Acura commercial? Which is
It might have been an Audi. It was either Audi or Acura or someone.
I don't remember if it was. I don't
Start
remember if
with
it
an A.
was. I don't think it was an expensive car, but it was.
I'm sure it was if it was all EV.
Just let me finish. So it was a Super Bowl commercial that I remember as it was happening. I was laughing so hard, and I almost got excited for it. I'm like, I want to buy this car, and it was the one where the Sandman.
I can't get over that.
I didn't think it was that funny, but it was the Sandman, and he goes over to the wife and he sprinkles a little bit on her, and so she dreams of like a hunky guy on a white horse. And then as he's going over to the dude, he trips and he sprays all the dream sand on him, and so now he's driving this car, and there's like a stadium full of bikini-clad girls, and Motley Crue's "Kickstart My Heart" starts, and there's a guy punching a bear, and it's Chuck Liddell, and the guys are chopping sandwiches, and it's just like it was the greatest commercial of all time.
Do you remember the car brand?
I think it was. No,
They've
Honda.
already failed.
Was it a Honda Accord or no? Is it a Honda?
No, I don't think so.
All right, guys. One thing that I've been doing the last couple of years, I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, I made my mom fill one of these out. It's the Super Bowl prop bets, or I think this one calls them the party props. They're just random things that you're picking either this or that what's going to happen in the Super Bowl. I think it'd be really fun if we did that real quick. We pick just like 5 or 6, and we go back and forth, see what you guys pick, and then we can see who won after the Super Bowl.
Let's do it.
These are real easy so
Okay.
you don't have to know football
Good.
to get these right. Okay, so the first one, what's the result of the coin toss, heads or tails?
I remember for a while, I think last year changed it, or the year before, it was like the same one for like 6 or 7 years in a row, and the odds of that were pretty slim. But tails never fails.
Okay.
Just to be different, I'll go heads.
Ooh, I got to break the tie there. Yeah, I'm gonna weirdly go with Jarrett here.
Heads.
I'm gonna go heads.
Well, you guys are 0-1. What's the next one?
First play of the game, run or pass.
Oh, run.
I'm going pass.
Yeah, these are two throwing quarterbacks. I'm going pass. Although Brady is new to the league, so I don't know.
Very new. He's never even played in the big game, I don't think. Team to score first, Bucks or Chiefs?
Kansas City.
Bucks. Chiefs are going to do their normal come-from-behind victory.
Nah, I'm taking KC.
As you say that, Chiefs do the normal thing, and yet Ferg just found out that Tampa Bay is a football franchise. Oh, yeah, it's just a normal Chiefs thing. Big fan that I am. Oh, Tampa Bay's got a football team? Oh, okay.
Oh man,
That's how
this
I
one's
sound.
kind of fun. How many yards will the game's longest made field goal be? Is it under 47 and a half?
Over.
Over 47.
Yeah, definitely over.
Under under 47.5.
That one's easy. It's over.
I'm going to go under as well.
Okay, under.
Okay, what do you guys think? Should we do one more to make it
One
5? I
more.
know 5's not even, but
One
we
more.
probably
Yep.
should have 5.
Yeah, that way I can win them all.
Which team scores last?
Chiefs.
Last. I'll go Tampa Bay.
I'm going to go Chiefs too.
Jared, I don't think we picked a single one the same.
I don't think so either. I think we're all pretty well spread apart. So
And the final
different-
one, I don't even know if we should do. The big one on the sheet is always who's going to win the game.
nah.
It's not worth it. We'd all
Do
pick
we-
the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win, Jarrett?
Really?
Yeah, what's this final score?
Final score. I'm gonna do this. I'll say it's 31-30,
Wow.
and I'm gonna say Mahomes puts them in a chance to win, and Harrison Butker misses a field goal in
Interesting.
the waning seconds.
Interesting. It will,
I
it will
think-
probably be from a field goal range or shorter then, because if it's from 47, he's draining it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's gonna be. I feel, and that's my prediction. That's gonna be. That'll be my hot take Super Bowl. That Brady scores with under 2 minutes to play, which is way too much time. Everybody says it. Mahomes gets the ball back. He gets them into field goal range, and Harrison and Butker shanks it. Like terrible. Like he just it's like he's lining up for like a 37-yarder, and he shanks it. That's my
will
that's
not
my
be
end of
showing
the
up to
game.
work on Monday if that happens.
Yeah, that is my end of the game. Maybe to break a tie. Let's just say there's a tie. That is what I predict to happen.
Gotcha.
God, I hope not.
So if it's to break a tie,
Yes.
then it goes to overtime. And then do we have the same dilemma again? The first team, whoever wins the coin toss, wins the game? I hate overtime in NFL.
Dumb.
No, overtime they pick a winner. Overtime there's going to be a winner.
Well,
So
I know.
so there will not be a tie in the Super Bowl.
I know, but
Okay.
I guess I said that wrong. I hate how NFL has overtime to where it's luck to win. The other team doesn't get a chance to touch the ball if the first team scores. I hate that.
Yeah. No, I was just saying just a tie between us. Like if there's some kind of tiebreaker, like the closer end prediction of the game, who's more right.
I think it should be like a game of horse. It's simple. Like, if you make a field goal, the other team has to go down and at least make a field goal. If you make a
like college
touchdown and a 2-point, the other team has to go down and make a touchdown and a 2-point. Like
That's what college football does.
it should be that way for the NFL.
Especially in the playoffs.
So I guess there's this trivia game that now I need to win too.
Oh yes. So as you have guessed from listening to this podcast, you know that Fur and Rusty are huge Chiefs fans. So I've done
kind of a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, so
Kind of.
I've done a little bit of digging as this like, well, these guys should be pretty well versed in Chiefs history. So let's just test this knowledge. And
Probably be worse than you think.
so I have my piece of paper here, and I'm gonna mark it down here. We'll just go F and R, and we just have a few questions here. So it'll be interesting. I think I did pretty well on this trivia for not being a super big Chiefs fan.
Okay.
So
Hey, I was just curious what it qualifies to be a super big Chiefs fan, because I have one Chiefs shirt that I won from work. Does that qualify?
You're in.
Okay,
Yep,
I'm
you're
in.
in.
Let's go.
You got it.
What's the first question?
All it takes.
okay, all right. First question, and once again, you guys are. I want to make sure you guys don't have your phones. There's no Googling. So write down
phone
your
is
answer.
over here.
Okay. Write down. So what we're going to do is going to write down your answer, and then you're going to show the camera. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So number one, what was the original name of the Kansas City Chiefs? Was it the Flyers, the Wolverines, the Colonels, or the Texans?
We get a choice. I like
Yes.
this.
I was
Fly-
writing mine down before you even said
the,
the choices.
the Flyers, the Originals, the Colonels, or the Texans?
The Flyers, Wolverines, Colonels, or Texans? Okay, let me know when you're done, because
Yes.
Fur's done. No, so Rusty's okay. All right, show me. What are your answers? The correct answer is we got the Colonels and the Dallas Texans. The correct answer is the Dallas Texans.
I actually
So,
thought
point.
Texans, but Kansas City
And
Colonels.
you misspelled. And Colonels is COL.
No, not when it's Kansas City. It's the Kansas City Popcorn Colonels.
So Rusty gets the point. Rusty gets the point.
Kansas City Colonels sounds way better than Kansas City Texans.
All right.
I think if they ever have to get rid of the Chiefs as their name, they should go to the Colonels.
No, question number 2. This one's a little bit trickier. Which Chiefs quarterback holds the team record for most passing yards in a single game? Is it Joe Montana, Alex Smith, Trent Green, or Elvis Gerback?
It's definitely not Alex Smith because he was not a passer. I feel like the obvious answer is Joe Montana. Wasn't he related to Hannah?
I think so. Okay, so first answer is Joe Montana.
I really don't know this one, but my guess is Elvis.
And so he is Elvis Gerback. The correct answer, Rusty is now 2-0. Elvis Gerback has the most passing
Also,
yards
Just so
in
weird.
Chiefs history.
Never heard of him. Was it just because
So
he
Rusty-
played there longer? I feel like Joe Montana was really good.
No, Gerback wasn't there for very long.
Really?
No. Okay. All right, Fur. You should get this. Okay. I'm counting on you to get
Is
this.
it about concession stand foods?
It is. Who did the Chiefs defeat in Super Bowl IV? The Redskins, the Cowboys, the Vikings, or the Packers?
I think I know this one.
Here we go. Okay, we got the Packers in that one. And Rusty's answer is the Vikings. Rusty is 3-0 with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, Fur, we lost the Packers in Super Bowl I.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So Fur
Close.
is 0-3. All right. This one, if you're a fan of Tecmo Super Bowl, you
Odds
should know
are,
this
by the
answer.
way, I should get this one right just by
You should. Chances
multiple
are
choice
low.
1 and 4.
Which I should have you. No, this because of Fur. Which Chiefs player was nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare? Is it Jamal Charles, Derek Thomas, Tamba Ali, or Christian Okoye? This
I've
is
not
too easy
heard
for
that.
us.
I've not heard that. So I feel like it's older. What is same again?
Yeah, Jamal Charles,
Mm-hmm.
Derek Thomas, Tamba Ali, or Christian Okoye.
I think you're going to get this one.
After you said that, I don't.
Okay, so Fur, let's see your answer first. You got Christian Okoye. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Fur gets one. All right, Rusty 4, Fur 1.
Is this one worth
All right.
4 points?
Yeah, this one will be worth. This is worth 3 points.
Okay.
because this is
Good.
this is pretty deep into Chiefs history.
Good.
Who did Derek Thomas sack 7 times during the single game in 1990?
That's impressive.
Rusty, do you know this without having me to say who it is? I'll give you 5 points.
I have an idea. I know he played for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
I need to know the names.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Bernie Kosar, Dave Craig, Warren Moon, Jim Kelly.
Who was the second one?
I got Bernie Kosar, Dave Craig, Warren Moon, or Jim Kelly. Okay, we got Jim Kelly there for Fur. We're waiting
Said
for
Dave
Rusty.
Craig.
Dave Craig.
That's my guess. I don't know how to
That's your
spell
guess? Okay. The correct answer is Dave Craig.
Dang it.
So that is 5 points now for Rusty. 5-1.
He actually,
in Chiefs
I don't know.
trivia.
he actually has 8.
that. Wasn't that worth 3?
He has 8.
Well, I was gonna if Fur was gonna get it, I was gonna give him 3, because then you'll just be pulling away. Okay, all right,
7 sacks.
all right.
One game.
So still an NFL record, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
What number did Lynn Dawson wear? What number did Lynn Dawson wear? It's retired by the Chiefs.
Oh, it's not multiple choice.
Oh, sorry. 18, 14, 12, 16. 18, 14, 12, 16. What number did Len Dawson wear? It has been since retired by the Chiefs. We have the number 12. And from Fur, Rusty wrote down 16. 16 is the correct answer. I think we are full aware that Rusty is a Chiefs fan. He knows his stuff. Len Dawson, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We will go on. This one will be the. Okay, Fur.
Yeah.
You did watch the Chiefs championship game, right?
Like the
did watch the
AFC championship?
You did watch the AFC championship game, right?
Most of it.
This year. Did you watch it last year?
Who'd they play?
We watched it together.
Yeah, who'd we play? Who'd we play?
The Titans.
Okay.
Okay, you did watch it, okay?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't remember it.
All right. So, I mean,
We were in your basement.
Which, by the way, why was it not? Was it not at home? Was it not? It was in Kansas City. Why didn't you go?
yeah.
Probably didn't want to sit out in the cold.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, because the reason I ask is because this should be a gimme.
Okay.
Who founded the Kansas City Chiefs? The
He's not gonna
AFC.
know.
Oh,
Wait, give me my
do you know?
choices. Give me my choices.
Okay. Arthur J. Rooney,
No
Bud
way.
Adams, Hank Stram,
Doesn't sound like
Lamar Hunt.
it. They did win
He's
the
got
Lamar
it.
Hunt Trophy. By the way, I found a pattern in this. A lot of
Yeah.
your answers were D.
They are a lot of them are. I never noticed it, but yes, Lamar Hunt. Yes, is a point for Rusty and Fur.
Is he related?
Fur's got two.
Is he related to the guy that has the fake hair and just speaks very monotone when he accepts the trophy?
Clark?
Clark Hunt.
Yeah, Clark would be his son.
His son.
Yeah.
Man, that guy just needs to add a little spaz to his speeches. You could tell they're like
got
pre-scripted.
nothing. It's too
Like,
business.
yeah, like come on, loosen up. Take a couple shots of tequila, before you give your speech. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a big
I
fan of
appreciate the
talking
professionalism, but let's loosen up a little bit, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be worth 10 points. This is the
Oh,
final
I shouldn't have
question.
given away my hint.
Final
like
question.
that was it.
Final question for Chiefs trivia for two super huge Chiefs fans. Which
I thought you were going to say two super huge tickets to the game.
No. Which Chief holds the team record for most receiving yards in a single game? Is it Ed Podolak, Stephon Page, Tony Gonzalez, Otis Taylor? And Fur, I'm going to give you a hint. Don't pick the name you recognize.
Same
That was
again.
the third one.
Which Chief? There you go. Which Chief holds the team record for most receiving yards in a single game? Ed Podolak, Stephon Page, Tony Gonzalez, Otis Taylor.
I'm going with Otis.
This is 10 points.
I'm
Otis
going with
Taylor
Otis.
from Fur. Rusty.
Yeah, Otis is
Damn
who I
it!
wrote
I was hoping we'd change our answers.
All right.
Yeah.
Stephon Page, 1985, had 309
Dang it.
yards receiving yards, which was at the
309?
time an NFL record until broken in 1989 by Flipper Anderson of the Rams, who had 336 yards.
Dude, how is that possible? At some point, do you not just put 3 defenders on that receiver?
So could we tally the score? Who won?
Well, it was a close matchup.
Chiefs.
Rusty with 7 and Fur with 2. So
Technically, he had
it was
17, I think. The last ones were 10, and then the
Well,
other
he
one,
missed- he
the
missed
other
that
one he
one.
got.
He
Oh
missed
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
He missed that one, but he did get one that was worth 8. So
3. It was only worth 3.
yeah, whatever.
Give
But
yourself credit. You did all right, man.
Hey, I knew
so-
about the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
And
You
Christian
did.
Okoye.
I just
Yes.
guessed that because I started seeing a lot of answers were D.
Which I didn't even realize it. But going through the trivia, I was going through. For some reason, it wasn't recognized. I'm like, oh, a lot of these are D.
I think 5 of
So-
them, 5 of the 8 were D.
Yeah, that was not on purpose. That was not on purpose. I was just going through how it was brought up in a little trivia game. But Rusty, like I said, 7 points for 2. But for
Rusty,
is
you
new
are
to
the
NFL
true
game.
you are the true Chiefs fan. Kudos to you.
We
You
already knew this.
But Fur has other interests. He doesn't have time to sit and watch TV and all that other good stuff, and just gain knowledge of his favorites and things that he likes.
Look,
So,
I have people close to me, you two, where if I need to know some NFL information, I just reach out to you guys.
this is true. So, NFL schedule released. Guess who travels to Kansas City next year?
The Cowboys?
Cowboys.
The Cowboys come to Kansas City next season. I say we
Let's
we
go.
have a not exactly
Let's go.
experts watch party either.
No, we're going.
either- hell, we're going to the
We're
game.
going to the game.
I would love it, dude. I would love it if we went to the game.
We're going to the
I
game.
would love it if we
Early
went to the
game
game.
so we can enjoy the weather.
I believe it is. I honestly believe it is. I would love it if we went to the game.
Who will be the quarterback for the Cowboys, Jarrett?
Dak Prescott.
Okay. TBD.
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, TBD. So, yes.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We're glad to be back. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll see who gets the the most prop bets right. Hopefully I get more of those right than I did the trivia game. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Stop.
Till next
You
time.
wanna still
Till next time, Jarrett. See you guys. Look at him getting his kingdom. His kingdom.
man.